But the Golden State Valkyries in this game, they kind of did everything they could to stop Caitlyn. And you got to give Nakase credit because she is the guard stopper. That's her thing. That's her thing. She's able to stop guards. And she did everything to try to stop Caitlyn. It didn't work. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to get to 59.1 thousand subscribers as soon as possible. And if we were 40 likes off on the stream, if we could get to 500 likes, that'd be insane. But I'm going to be real here. Like, Caitlin Clark dominated nearly all the game. And the Fever obviously beat the Valks for the first time. Like, that is a huge one. That is a huge one. Like, she dominates in the first ever win against the Valkyries. And Nakase's had her number. She has absolutely had her number. Like, Caitlin Clark has averaged 10.5 points per game against the Valkyries so far in her career. 10.5. Even last year, 10.5 points was a horrific showing for Caitlin. And she had 22 points on 7 of 15 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. And had 9 assists. And yes, 3 late turnovers. And the big thing is that they were not, they were absolutely not turnovers that were caused by coaching. They were Caitlyn doing dumb shit. And that is a little bit of a concern. Like, Caitlyn did, it was all going well, and then she threw a pass to Aaliyah for at least she could have thrown a chest pass and threw it too high. And then she kind of tried to make a home run pass to Lexi to ice the game. And then the offensive foul that was a flagrant. I'm like, it's not a flagrant, but it was an offensive foul. It was an intent, like, it was a moving screen. But yeah, it's a big one. And look, they play the Valks on Thursday, or is it Thursday? Or they have a week off, Jesus. They play the Valks again in a few days. And the expectation is, for me, it's really tough to beat this team twice. Look, if they go in 4-3, considering how bad this team has looked at times, okay. We're good with them coming out of this 7-4-3. You were good with that. But Nakase started off throwing Kayla Charles on her. Then switched Burton onto her at times, put Tip Hayes onto her. And then putting Tip Hayes on her was the stupidest thing that they could have done. It was the dumbest thing they could have done. Because Caitlyn just was like, you know what? Yeah, Caitlyn took that one personally. Caitlyn took that one personally. And Tip Hayes kind of pissed off Caitlyn. And that was kind of partially the goal for the Valkyries. They tried to piss off Caitlyn. They were hacking her off the ball. And if you look at Caitlyn, who she got into it with, Caitlyn on multiple occasions got into situations where if referees had no balls, they're just going to give a double take. And they did it once. And it was always with different people. It looked like the Valks were trying to wind up Caitlyn with a rotation of players. So, like, if Caitlyn gets double T'd twice, it's fine because we don't lose a player. And they were doing everything they could to piss her off. They were getting her off the ball. They were, every time she was near someone off the ball, it was a push. There was everything. And they went out of their way to try do everything they could to stop Caitlyn. And it didn't work because Aaliyah was just wide out most of the time. I think they did a good job on Kelsey. Kelsey got very little easy. Like very, very little easy from Kelsey. But Caitlyn ran the show. Again, subtract the last 3 minutes, which is an uncharacteristically poor last 3 minutes from Caitlyn, who's normally pretty. I'm not going to say she's safe while trying to dribble out the clock, because that's probably not what she's best at. But, like, what she is good at is normally she does make plays down the fourth, or she at least is active and aggressive down the stretch in the fourth. That being said, an uncharacteristically bad one. But, like, this game was, like, they dragged them back in. Like, Caitlyn, they were down 7. Caitlyn dragged this team back into this game. Like, if you look again, play by play, the third quarter, this was really where, like, the Fever looked like they were in control. Halftime comes. The Valks look like they're completely in control again. And you look at how it starts. They come in. Lexi Hull hits a shot off a Caitlin assist. Lexi got teed up. Aaliyah Boston off a Kelsey assist. Caitlin Clark makes 2 free throws. Tip Hayes hits a 3. Sophie Cunningham makes a free throw. Caitlin hits a big 3 to tie it up from like 30. From 30. They go hit a 3. Hines Allen's okay. And then suddenly it's like Caitlin makes a real tough layup and 1. She makes a super tough and 1 to give the Fever the lead for the first time. Caitlin misses a circus shot, then hits Sophie for a wide open layup. And then obviously as you get into the fourth quarter, especially early in the fourth quarter, mad stuff happened at the end of the third quarter, but early in the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark suddenly, it's a 7-point game, hits from 35. Like, these are the most funny numbers ever. Like, if you hit any sort of a 3, ESPN says from 25 feet. This was not a 35-footer. Caitlin did not shoot from nearly the halfway line. It was probably a 28-footer. But it was a crazy game, and really good again until those last few minutes. And Nakase threw the book at Caitlin. She threw everything at her. She threw absolutely everything at Caitlin. Like, there's no question about it. She threw absolutely everything at Caitlin, and nothing seemed to work. Nothing seemed to work. Like, the Fever, Caitlin just had their number. And where someone said if the techs keep adding up, it's Caitlin's first tech of the season. It's 1 tech through 6 games. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. And this is Nakase, who regularly used to go out in the media and basically say she had the answer for Caitlin. That she had the answer for Caitlin. That she knew, that she knew how to stop Caitlin, whereas others didn't. And she didn't even go to her normal one. She used to be like, oh, this is what Caitlin does. This is how we stop her. She didn't even do that. She literally was like, our goal on Caitlin is we are going to hack the shit out of her. And the referees aren't going to call it. And if the referees do start calling it, we're going to get into her off the ball. And after getting into her off the ball, we're going to go and make sure as hell that she, we're going to try to get her chucked. We're going to try to get her chucked. It's as simple as that. That was their tactics. And none of it worked. Absolutely none of it worked. She thought she had the answer to Caitlin. No. Caitlin was just injured. She had no answer. She did not have the answers. Even though she thought she did, she in fact did not have the answers to Caitlin Clark today.